Quiz 3 question 8. Use the homework 3 Excel file that has annual stock data for Kellogg and Ford. In this question, what are the average annual return and standard deviation of the annual returns for Kellogg? So the first thing we want to note is that here is our most recent dates and here are our oldest. So it'll identify the direction in terms of newest to oldest. So we're going to take our newest, divided by the prior year, and subtract 1. You could also obtain the same result by taking this year's, subtract last year's, and then divide by last year's. All right, so let's take our formula all the way up. Notice we're going to have n-1 return data relative to closing price because we're dividing by the prior period. We then just want to calculate the average return. Now, we've shown in class why you don't want to do this, but this is what you're being asked to do in the text. So we want to calculate the average. Once we've selected all our data, we have the average annual return as 7.28%, and then we want to get the standard deviation of returns. Now remember, this is just a small portion of our data, so we're going to use the standard deviation of the sample. The two that we can use is standard dev.s, or we can just use standard dev if we're using an older version of Excel. But we're going to use standard deviation.s because it's just a better way to code. If somebody comes along, it's very clear that we're using sample versus population. Okay, so we can see that our options, if we decrease our decimal places, are 7% average return and 19% standard deviation for Kellogg.